Hello. Hi, sir. Good evening. I'm just, going to go live with mostly Meta for a session around like talking about life and stuff like that. This looks weird. 1 second, I'll try to change the location. Okay. Okay, this is fine. I think I don't need to hold my camera. Hi, Sup. Hey, Peniel Blink. Nice to see you after so long. Hi, mostly Meta. welcome. Hello, Just Be. Hi, Hemi. So nice to have you also join us in the live. So stay tuned, guys. We are going to get mostly Meta live and ask her interesting questions. And also, like, you can be entertained a little bit with our conversation. And just stay tuned. We are just going to have a interesting, little thing. Hi, let better. So nice to see. Okay, so looks like this is a good time to get live. 1 second, I'll just add. I hope I'm audible. मेरे को पता नहीं चलता है. Lives are usually, like making the art of self-conversation better, I guess. Hello, Janvi.
Hi.
Hi.
Am I audible? Yes, I can
audible,
see you.
You're audible.
Right? Yeah.
So nice to see you.
Yay! I'm sorry, the lighting in this room is a little weird at the moment.
No. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. You're looking gorgeous.
Right?
And how are you doing? How was your day?
I'm good. The day was a little hectic, but then I got some time in the evening to take a small hike to a hillock in the city. So it was good.
Nice. And how's your tooth pain? Sorry, I'm asking you personal questions here.
I'm making peace with it now.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah, you will see a blink. Yeah.
आपकी आवाज कट रही है? I think, yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. I think your video is going on and off, but yeah, you're audible.
Oh. It will take some time to stabilize.
I know, let it take as much time it needs.
Let it take its time. Exactly.
Yeah, people will join in.
Hi, Steph.
So
hello.
That's nice. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I know. Hello. Say hello to my friend.
It's just that while talking, I might make some funny faces in between because of the newly done thing on my teeth.
Right. I think it's perfectly okay. It's nice to make some interesting sounds.
Yeah, I use those funny faces to teach kids in the school. They have fun with it.
Okay. Nice. Okay, first of all, I want to ask you one question if I'm audible to you already. What is the meaning of mostly Meta?
You are audible.
Okay, great. तो तुम मुझे बताओ mostly Meta का history क्या है? Like why mostly Meta? Why the name mostly Meta?
So basically, I don't. There's no history as such, but this name just got into my head once, because it's usually Meta in the head all the time. You know, something within something within something within. It's all Meta.
Yeah. I know. I actually like the name so much because it's related with so much like metaphysical, meta logical, and
Yeah,
blah blah blah. There's
I'm also sort of inclined towards metaphysics and physics. I'm not really inclined towards maths, but then I'm really inclined towards the theory part of it, the metaphysics and how things work around that. So that
right.
could also. Hi, Atul. I'm good, Atul. How are you?
I know Atul actually said a hi. Hi Atul and oh my god, I'm just noticing मैंने scroll नहीं किया था. Now I'm seeing that. Okay. Oh Jansi, you guys know each other, Atul and you. Nice. Small
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
world of performers.
Yes. I keep coming to Bangalore, no, all the time. So
Yeah, I think that's how. Atul is a dear friend and he's a fabulous dancer. I saw his dance on
yes,
some 90s theme, which was so cool.
yeah, and I got an opportunity to do a few of his classes. So I was a part of a few of his classes.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, and they were.
nice. Okay. Great. I'm waiting for you to come to Bangalore so I can host offline session also with you. Because you know,
I
abhi kya ho raha hai, like everyone, yeah, now everyone is like getting tired of online sessions. I've noticed. So सबको मतलब मैं किसी को भी invite करती हूँ, they're like यार offline sessions करो, online नहीं. I want to meet people in person. That's what I keep hearing from people.
I know. I can totally understand. It's been like almost. It's been a year that we went online, right? It was exactly March 2020,
Exactly.
and it's a year now.
Exactly. It was, I know I hosted my first, like offline, sorry, online gathering mid-March. So yeah, it's going to be an year. Oh my God.
Almost a year because remember my school went online on the 13th, around 13th of March last year. Actually,
Right.
we should be celebrating COVID happy birthday this month.
I swear. Exactly. अभी COVID का birthday आने वाला है यार. उसको celebrate करना चाहिए. My parents are celebrating by going and getting the vaccine. So I think that's kind of like closing the scene of COVID. Crazy man. How
It
was the
is.
year for you? Like as a performer, as somebody who like performs in at like places and does like lots of interactive dance sessions. How was it for you? Like how did you cope with the pandemic year
Oh yeah,
as a
so it
performer?
was yeah, in the beginning it was like a big question mark as to how
Exactly.
I going to do this, right? And then I
Okay.
also teach in a school at a school, so
Yeah.
especially yeah, so currently a lot of my work goes into working with kids, and kids is something like kids is a population which needs that physical interaction, right? And yeah,
Exactly.
so we were puzzled how to go about it. We were puzzled about how the kids are going to respond to all these
Right.
things. Like we got like adults, we got adjusted to the situation very quickly, but it was difficult
Right.
for kids and difficult for us as dance teachers how to get through their heads basically, and how especially for
Exactly.
them it was uh, I didn't know how to correct them if they are going wrong. I didn't want to take
Oh yeah.
risk with them, so I had to redo the entire portion with them, everything that was planned. So initially it was difficult, but then
Yeah.
yeah, like the teaching part, it got sorted out. I would say that we actually evolved a lot, and we actually came up with a different kind of syllabus
Oh wow.
for online training during this entire
Right.
year. Something that felt
Yeah.
completely possible to do.
Yeah.
Uh, now it's like we have a lot of research with us. We have
Yeah.
a lot of things that we can incorporate. with them, like with the use of technology. And
Yeah.
the school is very flexible in nature. So we
Yes.
had a unit on technology and dance, right?
Wow.
How to
Yeah.
combine what can be done with that. So that's something that's going on
Right.
right now. So with school,
I
it
know,
got
like,
sorted.
yeah.
Yeah, but
No, I think for performers, it was a very difficult time. Like everybody wanted to, like, everybody was challenged with the situation कि अब हम कुछ भी perform नहीं कर सकते. And there's no stage concept. There's no concept of like who like teaching people in person. So I'm sure
yes,
like you had to literally revolutionize the whole idea of
it happened. It happened. No, a lot of festivals went online. A lot
right.
of stuff online. And in terms of performance, so teaching part was now it feels that we have done well with the teaching part, but
Yeah.
then performance, yes, it was a big question again,
Yeah.
that what a lot of things got cancelled. Like we do in Pune, we do something called as April dance every year. Like it's a community, it's a
Oh wow.
contemporary dance community thing that we do every April under
Mhm.
one of the banners in Pune, and
Right.
that entire got cancelled, and then we didn't know what to do, like how to go about it, whether to do it online or not.
Crazy.
We just cancelled it, and then after that, what happened was we were literally shoved into one tiny room, right, in front of the
Yeah.
laptop, and then we had our phone cameras mostly. So
Yeah.
so it was a bit depressing in the beginning,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
uh, again, since I have a training of contemporary dance, and a lot of us are contemporary dancers, we
Yeah.
sort of managed to create work whatever we could, right?
Right.
Whatever we could, the phone camera with the Zoom app and everything. So we started creating work. So I came up with a series called Homebound, and I started putting up videos.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
after every one, well, like alternate days, I started putting videos on how am I feeling right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, so that was some research that happened in terms
Yeah.
of
But that's a very cool. I mean, I think I missed the homebound, like the content around homebound that you may have shared. Like I probably missed it.
everything is there on the page. Yeah, and then a
So
good thing that
literally that
happened was
means
a good
you.
thing that happened was
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sushil, yes, Prayatna also, and then there is another banner called IAPAR, and we do this April dance thing under IAPAR. It's an
Okay.
organization for performing arts in Pune. So yeah, so all the festivals. What a good part that happened was, so I don't really get to watch
The cam. Yeah.
that was like a blessing that happened. So we
Yeah.
got to
True.
study a lot of artists. We got
Yeah.
time. Basically, we got a lot of
Hmm.
time because since we were home for almost 3 to 4 months, we were in our houses, right? So we didn't go anywhere. So we got a lot of time
Right.
on our hands, which we usually
Yeah.
waste in travel. Like I remember, I used to travel for
Oh
five
yeah.
hours to and fro
Oh
for
my
work,
God.
and I just got those 5 hours in my hand, right?
Crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so 2.5 hours for going and two and a half at the same time for coming back. So I got a
Right.
lot of my hand, so I could read a lot of stuff that that I had
Right.
like kept away. I read
Postponed.
about a
Yeah.
lot of
Postponed.
authors, a lot about history, and so a lot of
Wow.
time, right? So watched a lot of stuff, that rewatched a lot
Oh,
of stuff.
yeah. I think we all got into the binge phase, during this lockdown. I had actually never seen Game of Thrones, and that's something I explored. So yeah, all of us, yeah, all of us have done some exploration and binging or consuming like content.
True, true,
Yeah,
true. Absolutely.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
so this was a big thing for me. Like time, we
yeah.
don't like
Oh yeah,
how.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You live in Pune, right? You live in Pune, but
Yeah, yeah, in Pune,
yeah,
in
you
Pune.
live in Pune, and yeah, and of course in Pune, like it goes really like hard to travel. I've heard like if you have to go from Pune to Bombay or stuff like that,
Ye-
like
Yes, it's
travel
not hard.
internally is
It's
very difficult.
yeah. What has been happening in Pune for last couple of years is they're trying to build a metro.
Oh,
Yeah, so all that
even
drama.
in Bangalore.
Yeah, Bangalore is still sorted with the metros, but Bangalore traffic is Bangalore traffic. It's epic.
Of course, it's horrible. We can have another
Yeah,
session on that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. I have missed buses and trains because of almost missed buses and trains. I have like literally ran and like trains and buses in Bangalore.
I can
Yeah.
totally imagine. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, you live
So,
there.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to ask you like, some questions that I kind of gathered from non-dancers. Okay, like I want to ask
Yeah.
you, basically a question, which is very common among the non-dancers community, which means like
Mhm.
people. Okay, non-dancers can be classified as people who are who have never given dance a shot and who never think dance is for them basically, and who think that dance is something that it's out of their league, it is not something, like they can do. So I want you to address those people, and I want to I want you to tell them that is dance a thing of talent, or is dance like a thing of, like expression, and is dance like for everyone, or one has to have a talent for it? Because people think कि हमें dance steps आने चाहिए, we have to be like knowing some dance form, because I'm sure you've heard, "Arey, I don't know to dance, man, I can't do anything." So but under
Yeah,
say they
yeah.
want to like express also, right? But they don't know how to go about it. So what is that? What is that you usually say for people who approach you as non-dancers and want to like dance? Like, what is that you usually like tell them about dance?
Yeah, so I would like to say this that if we look at the history of dancing, especially in our
Right.
country or countries which have had strong rooted cultures or traditions, right? So
Yeah.
dance has always been a part of it, isn't it?
True. Yes.
If we look at those Varli paintings,
Yeah.
right? You will see those
Yeah.
dancing
There are
figures.
dancing people. Yeah.
Yes, if we visit temples, we will see dancing figures sculpted on the temple walls or carved on the temple walls or painted
Exactly.
on the temple walls, right? So dance
Right.
has always been a part of our culture. It's rooted there, and
Right.
yeah. So the folk dance tradition that we have,
Yeah.
that's the whole intention of dance in our country, right? Coming together,
Right.
expressing,
Right.
exchanging
Yeah.
that non-verbal communication, right? So before
Right.
dance
Right. Right. Right.
became into something called as a talent, it was always
Okay.
used as a part of communication, or it was always used as a part of
Yes.
coming together, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
came together, we danced in circles, we played music, we made poetry. So it's always been there. So
Yeah.
yes, that is something that I tell that it is in our roots. It's right in our DNA, right there. Okay, it's just that we
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and yeah. So there is no such thing as I cannot dance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Always, and you always have, like, what is it whenever you're even walking, you are dancing, right? You have a certain kind
Yeah,
of rhythm in your body. You have
right.
a certain kind of melody going on somewhere, so it's always
True.
there, right?
Yeah. It just you just need
uh,
to like tune it in. You need to find your own dance.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
really need
a
to
right
find out your
approach?
own and
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sure like everyone in India, at least in our country, has
Yeah.
danced at least once in their lifetime. Like you have danced in your friend's wedding, at least, or you have
True,
danced
true.
as a kid in that fancy dress competition, right? So you have
Yeah.
done that. And then
Yeah.
suddenly you might have felt that, okay, this is not my thing to do, because
Yeah.
people might have told you that this is not something that is to be done. It's not for
Exactly.
you. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we have always done it. You have at least danced in your bathroom at least once while taking a shower, as you have sung in the bathroom, right? Yeah, so when people come to me and say that it's not for me, I do
Yeah.
tell them that you have done this at least once, right?
Yeah.
We started moving before
Yeah.
thinking, isn't it?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
We learned words and we learned how to communicate through words much later in life. But the first
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
this give me this or
Yeah. That's true. Movement. Body movement. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah, and it is the same body movement that has been aesthetically what do you say, or how would you say?
Modified or transformed. Like transformed.
Or structured and made into
Yeah.
something like dancing, right?
Right.
We,
Exactly.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
a culture where all the gods dance.
Yeah.
But if you look at the mythology, right? So
Yeah. That's a very
it's
good
very
point,
there.
actually.
It's
Bilkul,
there
bilkul.
in the days.
Yeah. And do
So
you
this is
think,
there.
one more thing I would like to ask, yeah, one more thing I'd like to ask you is, and then we'll take, the question from Atul. One more thing I'd like to ask you before, we can go with, more like some questions that are there, like I think Atul is mostly asking. So I wanted to ask, like,
He's answering.
what are
He's mostly
the
answering the question. We are born dancing. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, Atul is actually answered. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Atul, for actually joining the
Movement
conversation
is
and
always something
putting your
daily.
points.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, coming
Yeah,
from a dancer,
that's
obviously.
what happens, right? So we are as we grow up. Now, like I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm cutting you down, but this
No,
is
no,
something
it's
that
fine.
this is important for us to understand that we used to move a lot as kids. Now that I teach in a
Right.
school where I come across kids from nursery to
Wow.
I see like a decline in the amount
Yeah,
of
yeah.
movement that they
The
do
curve going down,
as
basically.
they go
Yeah,
up, right?
yeah.
The nursery kid is completely high on energy, and all he wants to do is jump and like grab something, everything that he sees or she sees.
That's true. Yeah,
Whereas a kid in 12th grade will be like this, holding a laptop and book
absolutely.
in hands. And
Yeah,
yeah, because they have been told that you're not supposed
yeah,
to move in a certain way, and that this is what is told to all of us. We all go through this
exactly.
thing that you're not supposed to do a certain movement because that might not look good on you because you are a girl or a boy or
Yeah.
whatever,
True,
right?
true, true, true. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of shaming around,
yeah,
like moving a certain way only. Like, yeah,
yeah. So that is exactly how the decline in movement happens,
yeah,
right? and the
True.
shaming starts happening. Then a lot of
Yeah.
inhibitions start growing around your
Start
body because your
growing.
body is changing over the period of time. It keeps changing until
Absolutely.
you die, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so you are. So a lot of people come and tell me that you are. You don't look your age because you don't behave your age. I'm like, I'm not going to behave. I'm not, because I am this age, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, so this is something that happens, and this is something that needs to go away because
Exactly.
again we forget that our ancestors are monkeys. Come on,
Exactly. I
we
know.
can't.
It is in us to be jumping and like making a circus out of things.
Yeah, right? Like we are
Yeah.
not meant for sitting for 8 hours in one chair in one tiny
At one
small
place.
like
Yeah.
tiny space where we are constantly given instructions of what to do and what not to do. We are
True.
not designed to do that, but then we are programmed to do that as we grow up.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
programming.
Okay, I would
A
like
lot
to ask you. I would like to ask you. I don't want to keep this session too long because I want people to see the whole
yeah,
session. So, so I want to ask you two more questions, and then we'll always keep coming live. I love doing this anyway. So I want to ask you. Like how has like you are into like providing therapy through dance in some way, right? You provide therapy to children. You design therapies through dance, like art therapy. Under art therapy you design therapies through dance and movement basically. And you've provided help. So now since it is that, I would like to ask you, like, what are the first few changes that you see in an adult, like when they have taken or are undergoing dance therapy, for example, like, or just like associating with dance, what are the few changes that you see in the person, like if you can point that out, it'll be nice for
yeah, sure, sure.
people who are
I would
listening
love,
to this.
I
Yeah.
would love to. So I work whenever I work with adults. So
Yeah.
this is something that I've observed that
Right.
after a few sessions, like even after like 2 or 3 sessions, uh, they start seeing themselves in a very different way because it might happen that their posture changes,
Yeah.
right? So
True.
after
True.
like 2 or 3 sessions of dancing, they start becoming aware about what is exactly moving in their body when they're doing any kind of movement. Their muscles are
Right.
relaxed, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
posture changes whenever they. I've heard these stories from people I've worked with. So
Right.
someone said to me that I looked at myself in the mirror and I was looking completely different
Oh, wow.
because the spine opens up a lot during these sessions. So as soon as the
Yeah.
spine
Yeah.
you start feeling taller or you start feeling wider, right? So the thorax
Yeah.
they become more expressive in a very different way,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is something that happens when an adult takes dance classes or
A
the
session. Yeah.
we usually hold a lot of tension around our lower back, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, all the tension. So there are certain tension points that our body has. So that is
Yes.
somewhere the go and get accumulated, like favorite
Yeah.
spots of, right? Like hideouts you can call.
Right.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually a neck and the shoulder line, right? Or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the jaw. So, or people have a habit of clenching their like
Yeah.
fingers. The
Yeah.
fist is
Yeah.
the thing. So all of
Right.
that starts opening up, and they start communicating better with people. Eye contact is a huge difference that happens.
Wow.
right?
That's
So,
amazing. I mean, that's so
yeah,
amazing to hear. Like, people actually foresee these differences. Wow.
yeah, they do. Those who do, they do. And
Yeah,
yeah, so and then that makes them aware about their bodies in a very different way, and
true.
that's what that I would say that brings in a lot of confidence or self-esteem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. Like an improved self-image. Yeah,
Yeah, it improves self-image, it improves body
definitely.
image, right? So
Yeah,
all of these changes start happening, especially
yeah.
especially when I work with women. Like
Okay. Yeah.
there was a time when I was working with women over 25 years of age, right?
Okay.
When the
Yeah,
hormonal changes
yeah.
start kicking in,
Start.
right? Which
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah,
affects their emotional state, and it also starts
yeah.
affecting their physical state. So
True.
hormones start acting differently,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
since hormones are the little messengers of the body, they are something that will give you that those messages that how to behave and how not to behave, right? So that starts changing, and
Yeah.
then I was working with a group of girls, adolescent girls,
Yeah.
right? Again
Yeah.
a group of
Yeah.
people when the puberty hits, and
Yeah.
again, especially girls, there are a lot of changes in the body. Like
Yeah.
we all through that, and
Yeah.
so they also start those who are not so confident about their bodies, they
Start
become
feeling
confident
something.
about their bodies. They start
Yeah.
they start owning themselves. So this is the big change that
Yeah.
happens when someone goes
Correct.
through a dance therapy session, right? So you
Wow.
start
Yeah. Yeah.
owning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like you're fat, you're
Yeah.
thin, you are, I don't know
Yeah.
what,
It doesn't
you're
matter.
tiny, you're taller than you are expected to be. So you start owning yourself. That is the first thing that
Yeah.
happens anywhere, like men,
Wow.
women, children, people,
Yeah.
everywhere. Because
Right.
yeah, because our bodies are so when we talk about our body, there are only a certain parts of the body that we consider to be body.
Right.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Right.
that is something that changes.
Yeah. Body acceptance. I think
Yeah, the
that's such
body
a
as a whole,
important.
like from the tip of your head to
Yeah.
the tip of your toe, is something that people start looking at when they go through a
Right.
dance therapy. So I'd like to share a
Definitely.
small a case that happened.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
working with I was as a part of my research after my dance therapy
Yeah.
course, I was working with a group of people having schizophrenia. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, paranoid schizophrenia. So I was working on the topic
And what
called
age group
building
was that?
confidence.
What
Sorry,
age group was that? What age group was that you
it
were
it
working
was a
with, the
mix.
schizophrenia group?
Yeah, this was a mixed group because I was actually going to a rehab
Okay.
and working with them. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
had a I had a girl who was 16. Then I had a woman who was in her 50s, and then I had a
Hmm.
few men who were in their 60s. So it was a very mixed
Oh,
group.
mixed crowd.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so it was a mixed group, but then one
Hmm.
thing that they had in common was paranoid schizophrenia, right?
Oh
So
my God.
there was this
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
woman I'd like to talk about. So she
Yeah. Yeah.
when we were having a conversation with her, she had mentioned that she had studied music and she was a PhD in music. But then,
Oh.
because of her condition, her family didn't accept her, and she was sent to the rehab, and then all that drama happened. So she
Yeah.
had stopped singing for a long time
Oh.
after she was
Oh.
struck with schizophrenia. right? And
Yeah.
then because we were going there as dance and movement therapists, uh, making her move was very difficult because her posture had been affected a lot. Like she had a hunched back, she had
Oh,
her hips had turned in, so she used to walk like this, literally like this. And it was very challenging for us that like how do we make this person move? So
exactly.
by the end of the research, like by the end of the research, which was like 3 months, her
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
spine had straightened up,
Oh my
and
God.
her hips had opened up a bit, and she sang in front of 50 people. Like she sang in front of the people of the rehab.
Wow.
Yes,
That's amazing.
yes, it
That's
was. It was like,
amazing.
yeah, it was overwhelming for us in a very
And you,
different way because someone who wasn't even able to speak a word in the
yeah,
beginning, who was constantly cursing herself for something that she hasn't
yeah,
done, and because of this very reason she was struck with this condition of schizophrenia because a
exactly.
lot of
Yeah.
delusion about herself, and this person goes out and sings in front of 50 people,
Wow. It's
right?
a win.
So,
You literally have transformed her life with that gift of dance or movement rather.
yes, yes, and we used to make her sing. Like she used to write poetry and she
Wow.
used to sing. So, so since we were not able to make her move for the first 1 month,
Oh
we
yeah,
asked
yeah, yeah,
her
yeah.
that you read out your poetry to us. You need
Right,
not dance.
right.
Or sit on the chair and
Yeah,
do whatever movements you can do. And
right.
yeah, she started doing that, and slowly her spine started opening up. Slowly her
Wow.
hips started opening up. So that was overwhelming
Beautiful.
for us. And of course, for her, it was like a big success for her. So that is
Right.
something.
I
Yeah,
mean,
so it
that
was her.
yeah.
She
I mean, that
started.
just goes to show. Sorry,
Sorry.
but that I just wanted to bring this point out because you mentioned that I mean her health was so like affected by something she was suppressing, which was like a natural interest to her, which is singing. She suppressed it
Yes,
and it affected her body so deeply. Like I mean,
yes,
you can say from there only like so that because when she started pursuing what she was supposed to enjoy, her body transformed so
correct.
enjoyment kind of brings that element to your body.
Yes,
That's true.
yes,
Wow,
yes,
that's a great
it
story.
does.
Yeah.
And see, now we are since we have all of us, have our own way of expressing things, right?
Yes.
Like you
Yes.
might
Yes.
express better through poetry, or I
Yeah.
express better through moving, or
Yeah.
someone
I express
more
through
through like
painting sometimes or anything. Yeah. Singing. Yeah.
yeah, so we all have those unique expressions within us, and
Yes.
because of like the programming that we spoke about in the beginning of the session, right? All these
True.
expressions we start suppressing it because it
Yeah.
doesn't come out because of the programming, right? So sessions like
True. True.
these actually help, and what happens is every information that we receive, consciously or
Yeah.
unconsciously, it somehow gets stored in our body in some manner,
Mm.
right?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
eventually
Yeah.
translate into either muscle tension or an emotional trigger, right?
True. Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Yeah.
in the worst case scenario, a specific mental condition. So this is
True.
something that happens. So this is so there are two
Yeah.
aspects to it, right? One is you
Right.
are
Right.
born.
Right.
Okay, so you're born
Yeah.
with a certain mental condition. You're born with autism,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you're born with hyperactivity. But then there is another
Yeah.
aspect to it. You get that condition over a period of time.
Yeah. True.
So we have a lot of anxiety disorders these days, right? So
Yeah,
I have
yeah, yeah. It's
I have
everywhere.
gone through that, and you might have gone through that, and a lot of my friends, a
Yeah.
lot of your friends. It's a very, very common condition, and
Hmm.
yeah, because we are not breathing fresh air, and then we are not eating right. That is all coming into picture. But then one thing is this whole suppression about a lot of things,
Yeah.
right? We are
Right.
constantly suppressing
Yeah.
something that we love to do, or we are constant because we are
Yeah.
programmed to do certain things because of that programming, right? Yeah. So
Exactly.
yeah, so sessions like these, they help
Yeah.
you open up in a
Yeah.
very, very different
Exactly.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, although I would like to write up about what the session, is going to be about, which is on Sunday.
Yeah.
With you, we are doing an online session, by the way, for everyone to know, and it is, going to happen on Zoom, and basically, it is, like an introductory session. It's not going to solve some, like it's not like a therapy session, but it's mostly recreational and something like that. And
It will
Janvi is
be
also
nature. It will be therapeutic in nature.
yes,
So we are not going to work
exactly,
on
yeah,
two aspects to it. One is
yeah,
therapeutic art practices, and the other aspect is
yeah,
art therapy, or dance therapy, or
yeah,
expressive therapies, right?
right,
So when we talk
yeah,
about therapeutic practices, we are not specifically working on a specific condition, right?
issue, yeah,
So
condition, yeah,
we will be working on body opening up. We will
yeah,
be working on a
yeah,
little bit of learning the ways we
yeah,
are in learning about our body. So
yes,
yeah, so that's something that we will be working on more than working on a specific condition. It might solve
got
a
it,
condition. It might give
yeah,
you a lead towards solving a certain condition, but it's
yeah,
not about a condition, and that we will do
yeah,
later on. To start with, we
yeah,
will
yeah, of
have
course, I mean,
a fun
mhm.
session, like
Yeah,
recreational
yeah,
therapy
yeah,
session. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And it's always nice when it is led by somebody who understands the therapy value of, movement. So that's why, I wanted to bring you to do it because you have been involving, especially working with children, right? The kind of perspectives you gain is immense and it's very knowledgeable for even adults, like, So there's no like missing on that aspect of how to really like hit the nail with a movement session perhaps usually people have this challenging view about key we can't dance as we had just started the session but
Yes.
I would like to like point out to everyone as Janvi also agrees that dance is for everyone. It is in our genetic behavior and there's no
That,
like going away from it. In fact, one can utilize that aspect and relieve and form like some way of like finding a therapy for self, like dancing and finding a therapy within
yes.
ourselves, like like it becomes like a tool. It literally becomes like a little tool that you can
True.
use yeah, with and help you relieve yourself basically, because that's the time of the hour in this, like in this anxiety life that everyone is going through different kind of mess, so with some sort of fun therapy that you can provide to yourself, then why not, right? So
Yeah, why not?
thank
And
you so
and
much for
I will be talking about a few tools which people will or can use in their day-to-day lives and
exactly,
see if it
yeah,
makes any difference to them, right? Yeah, so
yeah,
I will be doing
yeah,
those
yeah,
tools.
yeah, that'd
I'll be
be
working
great.
on
Yeah.
certain things like that for sure.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, awesome. And please let me know a little bit in advance when you're coming to Bangalore so I can plan with you an offline, because I have
Yes,
been attacked by people to do an offline session. So, and trust me, people
as
are
soon as
coming up to me
the thing
and giving
gets over.
Yeah, exactly. हो गया
I
है, बस
was
COVID
planning, I
खत्म हो गया.
was planning to come in the month of April, but then the cases in
Yeah.
Maharashtra are increasing
Oh yeah,
again.
man. Yeah. I heard about that. I heard about that. Yeah.
I'm really thinking whether to go or not.
I know. You can actually take a call maybe a bit later. Yeah. You can take a call a bit later. First important thing is to be safe, and then yeah. Meanwhile, we can all learn from dancing from home because yeah,
Always,
time is
yes.
very unpredictable. Yeah, we are
Any,
living in unpredictable times. So yeah. Okay, great. I didn't see you sip your coffee. I don't know, or tea. Like I think I spoke a lot
forgot
and
my
made you.
phone on the table.
Please finish your chai and thank you so much for talking with us, Janvi. It's always so lovely talking to you. And I hope I can I'm also planning a series of podcasts. So I will definitely invite you and we'll have this like properly also sometime. But this is
Sure.
also nice. This was basically to inform my folks about what, who you are and about the session that we plan to do and just generally like chat. So thank you so much for your time, and that's it from us for now.
Is it
I'll
fun?
reshare this live. Sorry.
Sorry. What were you saying? I was just saying
No,
thank
no.
you.
Yeah. I was just saying thank you. That's it.
Yes. I'm just checking if there are any questions. So can we
Oh
have
yeah,
like
maybe
some
something. Yeah.
people to ask questions if they have any? If
Actually, Atul was like talking a few things, but he seemed to have, talked within the comment section only. If
no,
there's anything
yeah,
specific that I get from people, I'll ask you to address those. I'll put up a little question thing later on my stories if people want to ask a
yes,
few
sure.
things with you,
Atul
they
has
can
actually
directly ask
asked,
you.
yeah, Atul has actually asked one question. The question should be why people think they can't dance. Oh yeah, we already
Yeah,
spoke about it.
yeah,
Why
we
we
did.
feel we can't, yeah, and where is that
Yeah,
question from within the person? Oh yeah, that's a beautiful question. So that also was
yeah,
answered comes because of the programming that we go through, like the unconscious programming that stays in your subconscious somewhere back of the mind, and that keeps
absolutely.
nagging like a small little demon, and that keeps telling you that no, you shouldn't dance. It's not for you. Yeah. So is it
Yeah,
the shyness, judgments? Yes, judgments. Judgments play a big role.
yeah,
Yeah, being judged is a big fear that people have. We all have
yeah,
been through. Yeah, or
all
just
the
being
time.
lazy.
And it goes and comes also sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you, Janvi, for actually taking out those questions and addressing them. ठीक है फिर let's meet on Sunday and I'll keep you posted on
yes.
who's coming and stuff like that. And for everyone who has watched this live, even after reposting it, please ask your questions, with Janvi if you have any about the session or about anything you want. In fact, she's open to like address, she herself mentioned. So yeah, thank you for that. And that's it. Good night, Janvi. Have a great, I'll let you
Nice.
finish that chai and chill. See you. Bye.
Bye. See you. Thank
See
you,
you. Bye.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. How do I leave this
Bye.
conversation?
You can just click on the